Good morning, Flosstube. It's Lynette here from rainy Brisbane in Australia. The weather here has been crazy lately. We are heading to summer, but we've just jumped right in and had no spring at all, it feels like here. It's hot and humid, and that's the way it is. So I'm just going to show you some things I've been working on, some SALs and a couple of new things. And as we go forward, I'll just talk about some other bits and pieces that have been happening lately. So the first thing I've got to show you is a fully finished object, which is a stocking for my future son-in-law. They have just got engaged recently, and I thought he'd better join the clan with a stocking, and so it's Hexagons and Stitches, because I'm Hexagon and Stitches. He likes food, and this is a pocket with his name. And that font was from a World of Cross Stitching magazine. Sorry, I can't tell you which one. I just trawl through and find something suitable, so I thought that was really good. And we have a random panda because my granddaughter loves pandas, and it's left over from my other son-in-law's Christmas stocking, and I just thought I'd throw it in there. So my granddaughter and I had a lot of fun in Spotlight here choosing fabrics. I love the cat, love the sushi cat, lamingtons, donuts. So that's for him, so he'll have a stocking like the rest of the family this Christmas. Okay, now random bits and pieces in no particular order. Pigeon and Puddle, blue flower. So as some of you know, I frequent KoKo's cross stitch, which is in Brisbane, and Denise's shop, and her birthday was in October, and someone suggested we stitch blue flowers for October. My plan had been to finish this one and start another one. Well, this one's not finished, but here's where it's at. It's on 40 count, Raw, I think, by Zweigart, with the called for threads, which are Cottage Garden and DMC. I actually thought I'd started the puddle bit, but obviously I haven't. So that's him. And then a friend and I are working on animal crackers. I finished Henrietta earlier in the year, and now I've started Clovis. And this fabric is Lambswool, 28 count Lambswool. It was left over from a Christmas project that Carolyn Zook sent me one year, and I was going to do it 2 over 2, I think, but I really didn't like it because it's very open, so I just decided to go with 1 over 1. And once you get into it, it's fine. So Henrietta and Clovis. And I've also got Henny Penny waiting in the wings as well. But a lot of stitch-alongs have happened, which have sort of taken over some of the time. I did do, was it ABCINGO? Oh my gosh, I've got some notes, but they're all out of order because I did them a few weeks ago when I was going to do one. Yeah, ABCINGO, that's right. So one of the ones for ABCINGO was Morrison, this one. And I have a grand plan of making 3 samplers for my granddaughters up here who quite like vintage kind of things. I've got one for Lucy finished, she's my middle one. Annabelle was harder to find, so I'm thinking I might make this Annabelle's because it's Anne, and I've also got one for Elsie on the go. So I would like to get round to finishing this, but I did make a fair bit of work on it. I'm in the, because it was ABCINGO, it jumped around a bit because I put it in for a few different things. But here it is. And I've been making ground in the eyelet alphabet there. So I think once I finish those eyelets, which I don't mind doing at all once I get into the rhythm of it, but I think the rest of it will go pretty quick. Although there's more eyelets. These are eyelets. Well, this is eyelets as well. but I still think it'll once I pick it up, it'll be fine. But as I said, I've just had SALs that have distracted and other new starts, as you will see as we go along. This lives in my project bag I made with can see a face, Leslie Tier. That was a Leslie Tier project from a magazine, and I think you can get them on her site now. I think I've forgotten one of my Teresa Koguts. Never mind. So Denise has been getting into Teresa Kogut patterns. I've started Remember Me, which I've left somewhere. Never mind. I also bought this one, which I really like, this prayer. And I've made us a little start on it. It's on 40 count raw as well, I believe. I've just done a tiny corner. And I'm using Threadworx 1089. Because I bought them, there was a shop here that was closing down, and I bought a handful of these because everyone's going mad about red stuff, so I bought a handful. So that's come out for this Treasury of Compassion. That's that one. And then I've also bought, I haven't started this, but I have bought Goodness and Mercy by Teresa Kogut, and a friend of mine's bought this as well. A couple of them at KoKo are all doing this as well. I'd love to start it. I've got fabric, more raw, 40 count, because that's what I was into. And I think I've got a few of the threads here, still in the bag. What have we got? We've got Celadon, Caper, London Fog, and Misty Mauve. So there's some of the threads for it. So it'll be fun to start it when I get a moment. So acquisitions, new starts, everything, it's all mixed in today. I have got a sort of a plan, but and they randomly live in a Christmas bag that I made. My sister gave me this fabric from Spotlight one year, and I made a project bag. So must have been the one that was free at the time. I really like Plum Street, and particularly the moons. So I've started this one, a spring moon, using the called for, and this is 36 count light Mocha Edinburgh linen. Whoops, what are we doing here? Showing you the wrong side. So I've just started the bunny ears, done the moon and some of the stars. Yeah. And I've got Winter Moon, which is the one I really, really wanted. And I bought this one when I couldn't find Winter Moon, and now I found Winter Moon, and then I found on Stitches Merchant that she does Vicky Clayton silks. So I've actually got Winter Moon and the Vicky Clayton silks. That's ready to go. And guess what just came out? Autumn Moon, and I think it's my favourite. So I've sent Stitches Merchant a message to see whether, when she gets it in, because in Australia things are a little bit behind, and even if she can get the Vicky Clayton silks for Autumn Moon as well. Market starts. I only bought 2 things from Market. I quilt, not much anymore, but I've done a lot of quilting, and I've made a Baltimore album quilt, which is currently being basted for quilting, but it's been going over a long time. So when Kathy Barrett came out with the Baltimore album quilt at Market, I had to get it. And I have started it, it's buried under the pattern, on a Fox and Rabbit Sandcastle 46 count, which I actually bought for something else, but then I thought, no, let's do this. So I've just made a start, 1/2, yeah, 46 count. First time I've done 46, but I figured I could do 40, and it's light. Some of my 40s are darker, so. And I've just got in here the NPIs. And if you're in Australia, you can get them from Exquisite Cross Stitch, which is an online shop up just north of us here in Brisbane. She's got a lot of the silks now that she didn't have before, so that's really useful to be able to get the silks that we haven't been able to get that easily. So that's that one. Then I discovered Stitch is So Beautiful, and I decided, I went trawled through the site. I bought this one. I actually bought, I think I bought 3, but these are the 2 I've got to show you. So this one, so Laszlo Kadai, this is just, they're just numbered number 1. So I went through them and I tried to find ones that had lots of interesting things, and that's number 1. And I've actually got top corner, this is 22 count. My full coverage is always 22 count, 1/1. Top corner, the sun coming in there. And it's been quite fun. And I've just grabbed these today, so I haven't actually looked up stats or anything for them. So I think that's sort of heading towards a page finish-ish, sort of. And then, for those of you who've been with me before, you know I've got a bit of an Alice in Wonderland thing. This popped up as on a sale, new design, so I had to buy this one. And I had this, I didn't buy it, and then they came out with a mini, and I looked at the mini and I didn't like the detail of the mini, so I've gone back to the regular one. A lot of their patterns seem to be 400 by 400. I like the way they're charted, and we've just got a tiny start in the top corner here. It's not barely even worth showing, but I just thought since I had the other one, yeah, there's a couple of colours in there. It's coming, a few greens are coming in. So we'll just see where that leads. Just more random starts of stuff. Then Denise had this gorgeous fabric at KoKo. It's a 32 count Ghana from Colour Cascade Fabrics. And I just love this. And so I decided to do another Alice pattern. And this is, I'm sorry, the designer's not on here. She does a lot of this style. I know Laura Stitching by the Shore has done, I think she's doing Mary Poppins and another one by her. So I've just started the border because I thought it was a nice, easy repeat border to do when I'm at KoKo stitching with everyone, but I haven't got back to that either because other things have come up. But I really love this. I love the fabric, so very cool. And this is in my Alice bag that I think I'd finished last time and showed you. That's a soda stitch pattern. So that's that. Then my other market piece, because I only had 2, was Finefrogstitching Bird Globe Trotter. When I first saw this come up for market, I just thought it was, I don't know, it just really appealed to me, and Denise said she was getting it in, so I waited for Denise to get it in. Excuse me. And I found this little piece of 32 count sparkly stuff, which I think was a leftover from a Barbara Anna I did, and this is also Colour Cascade Fabrics. And so I've started the little bird. And Carolyn Zook's monthly thing is, the theme is bridge building and the acrostic is steel. So I'm actually going to use this for L for luggage because he's got his luggage. So that's what that's for. And I forgot to grab the pattern. I'll try and put a link in for the pattern for this next thing because this is Project Pouch. I got the pattern on Etsy. And when you open it up, you've got pockets down here, zip pocket, a plain pocket. You've got plastic pockets for your threads. And just as I'm working through these threads for this, I'm adding them in. So that's living in this project folder, which I really like. So this was my first attempt at it. Decided it wasn't quite what I wanted. I'll just stick that back in there while I'm doing it. And you've got a bit up here for threads or whatever, needles. and just folds up. So I really like this. So I'll try and put a link to her below. When I get further down my pile, I'll show you another one I've made, a bit more customised to what I actually want. Right, so now we get into the SALs, because the SALs have been a big thing lately. I seem to not be able to resist a SAL. I've got this out of order. So one of the ones I started was the same designer as the bird with the luggage. Oh golly. Finefrogstitching. Yes, Finefrogstitching. Twigs and Tea and Twigs. And I've done quite well. But some other Christmas stuff's come out, so this is sort of sitting on the back burner. There's something else in here that's come out. There's a character in both of these, I think. There's something sitting on the shelf, so I'm a little bit behind. They're coming out weekly, and on the whole, you know, if you just sit down and do them, they don't take too much. But I'm enjoying it, and I will get back to it. And that's just living in an Avlia cross-stitch bag I made. And I'd really like to do another Avlia. It's the fabric I love. This ground cloth she uses is just amazing. So this was a bit kit. And you can get kits out here, but at the moment I don't need to buy another kit. So from there we go into, what have I got here? Christmas and SALs, because they're all connected. So that was supposed to be a transition into SALs, but now I'm going back to one that's not, was a SAL but isn't. So this here, oh, and I've left, just 1 second, I've left something at the bottom of the stack. It's okay. So this is Shooting Stars. This was the Historische Stickmuster 2020 Christmas SAL. As you said, it's been going for a while. It's had a little bit of travel worn. This appeared in the Silk app, and if you haven't got the Silk app, it's worth looking on. I'll just grab my phone here. Little Bird and Cross Stitch, Little Blue Bird and Cross Stitch. Anyway, Silk app. They've got a lot of patterns on there. Modern Folk Embroidery has patterns on there. Jan Hicks has patterns on there. It was one of the really early versions of markup. They did their own, and you can only use it with their patterns. Anyway, this is what I've been stitching this on there, so it's got another row to go. I would like to finish that, but that was the 2020 SAL. And what I was looking for, that I thought, oh, here it is. I have printed it off. This is their 2025 one. So they've just released details, and it starts, I think it starts in December, but I love that. So yesterday, on the weekend, Brisbane Stitches had their retreat. And I didn't know about it at the time, so I didn't get to go. But Lisa from Paddock Lane Designs had a pop-up shop there, and she brought it to KoKo's yesterday, so those of us who couldn't get to the retreat could have a look. And so I bought a piece of fabric specifically for this. We're in SALs Christmas. This category is SALs and Christmas, okay? So this is the fabric I got. I gave it a good iron when I got home, so it's really pretty. And this is a new release from Paddock Lane. It's called Royal Queen, and this is a 36 count linen. So I'll be stitching this 1/2 on this, and with the DMC, I think. I think she uses Soie d'Alger, which I don't have any of, I don't think. Anyway, that's for that. So that's exciting. Now, when I was there, Lisa was talking about an Australian version of the Jingle Ball, which she calls something shindig. Sorry, I meant to look it up. Anyway, it'll be Australia Day weekend here in Queensland, which is the end of January. I will let you know more when I've got more details, because as the Jingle Ball is worldwide, this Australian shindig will be as well. I'll let you know more about that. And if you watch Lisa's upcoming video, which I think she's going to post sometime this week, you'll get more details there as well. So worth having a look at that, because there's something in there. So that's that one. So the other one that's just started is SAL that started is Durene Jones. Sorry, brain's a bit sluggish this morning. So I made a tiny start on the border of Durene Jones, and this is another 40 count raw because I had lots of it. I'm using it now. I don't have as much left, but still, it'll fit on here. It's just going to be a nice little tiny one. So it's got a pretty border out at the moment. So if you look on Durene Jones Cross Stitch Facebook page, you'll find the details. That's a free one. And the this one also, the Historische stick marker one, this is also free, which is amazing. I don't know whether that's going to be in the Silk app or whether you're just going to have to get it from their website when it comes out. Each part you'll have to go and download it. So they're the two recent SALs. Just trying to work out which way to go here. Oh, let's just go straight to this one. So this is what I've been working on for a bit. This is Satsuma's Holiday House, which has been a lot of fun. This is on 40 count Saltbush by Fox and Rabbit. There's a lot of stitching in this, a lot of stitching. Comes out every 2 weeks. So this part here I'm working on here is 1, 2, 3, part 5, and part 6 will go along the top. So I have enjoyed it. I really enjoy when I pick it up, but it's taken a lot of time. I think a couple of the parts, this part here, I was actually on holidays, so that's pretty much what I stitched. This part I know took me a week pretty much of dedicated stitching. So I tried to sort of get it finished in the first week, and then I've got the second week to work on other stuff. So even though I'm really enjoying this, I'll actually be glad when it's finished because of the amount of time it's taking, but it's very cool. So you can still get that one. Then we dip back into some older stuff. So I sort of was thinking, Carolyn had her new acrostic came out, and I thought, oh, maybe I'll just do Christmas stuff. Well, I've already got that bird with luggage, which I guess you could be going on Christmas holidays, but it's not really a Christmas one. So I thought, oh, I'll get out, I'll have a look at what other Christmas things I've got. So in steel, I think this is going to be teal T for Santa's trips. The S will be the Satsuma one. This will be T for Santa's trips. This was a SAL with Barbara Anna ages ago, and Jenny, my friend, and I were doing it. I think Jenny's just about finished hers. I think there's 9 blocks. You can see I haven't even finished one, but I really like it. I don't know what the fabric is. It looks like a 28 count natural raw linen-y kind of thing, which I like stitching on. And I think I'm doing this, am I doing it 1/, don't know. No, it's 2/2, which I don't do a lot of anymore, but I don't mind it when I do it. And that's living in a bag that I made. This is a partial of a Cross Stitch Collectibles. They do free bookmarks each month. This one up here, by the way, is that was a free bookmark from them. You can see they're not bookmark size, like it's not bookmark size, but they call them bookmarks. I enjoyed this one, but I got to the point where I was done, so I just stopped, squared it off, and made a little project bag. And this one's been living in there for however long. And then the other thing, you know, people are bringing out their Hawk Run hollows again. And I've got 2 patterns. I've got one which is the Village, which I've got fabric for, and I'm gradually collecting some of the MPIs. I thought I might want to do one in MPIs, and now Exquisite Cross Stitch here in Queensland's got those. I'm slowly collecting them to do that one. But I had started Christmas at Hawk Run Hollow a while back. And I was thinking about it because I'd done most of this block, but I really wanted to do this house. So I moved across there. And then I was thinking about it, and I'm thinking, oh, it's 2 over 2. I don't know. Maybe I'll just finish this block and then start it again 1 over 2 on a higher count. So I got it out the other day, and I thought I'll just finish that peacock block, which I did. But it took quite a bit of stitching to finish that bottom corner where the, which way was it? This one over here, this corner here. I had to finish a fair bit of the peacock and all those flowers in that bottom corner. I think it took me about 3 nights, in between probably picking up Satsuma and stuff. I actually really enjoyed it. And I'm thinking, well, maybe I won't start again. I don't really want to stitch this block again. And I'd already started over here. So I'm thinking I might just continue with whatever this is. This is a printed, it's a Zweigart, obviously, but it's a printed one. You can see the back's just plain, but it's a printed one. I might have got this at the quilter store when I worked there, or maybe even after I left working there. So that's, yeah, so, and there's a couple of, like this pretty much, apart from the background up here, this is all full coverage. And I'd actually bought, obviously I was undecided, because I've got 2 lots of white in here. So I wasn't just doing plain white, and this is all DMC so far except when we get to the white. So I obviously bought 2 lots of Snowflake and 2 lots of Snowball, because obviously I wasn't sure which one I wanted to use. So, and I still don't know. Mightn't be till I start stitching that I work out which one. I think this one, the weeks one, I don't know that you'll be able to see. Yeah, you can. It's got a little bit of blue through the weeks one. So whether I use that, anyway, to be decided, and I'll let you know. But I actually really enjoyed working on it, even though it was 2 over 2 on a large account. So I think I'm just going to continue. I was almost tempted to go down and start this block when I finished that one, which is another house. It's almost a Plum Street style house. Yeah, and you can see there's more white in the back of that. Yeah, there's a lot of stitching in this. So I'll just gradually plot away at it. I can't remember. I did something fancy with the E's for steel, but I can't remember what it is at the moment. Should have brought that with me as well. Anyway, as I said, I'm just getting this done this morning because I can, and it's not totally organised. So then Jenny and I are looking at the SatsumaStreet site because we're looking at the SAL, and what popped up? A brand new pattern. I don't have a stocking. I am now the only person in my family who does not have a stocking. So I thought I should make myself one. And Jenny doesn't have a stocking either, and she loves cats, and we love SatsumaStreet. So we went and ordered the correct fabric from 123 Stitch, which is an Ada. I think it's fibre on a whim. I think the, oh, was the colour? I can't remember the colour. Sorry. But so we ordered a big piece and split it. And I love it, but with Satsuma and other SALs going along, it's not getting as much as I would like. Jenny's finished the cat, I believe. And I thought this would be really nice, cool, easy stitching because it's 14 count Ada, 2 over 2, just a really nice, relaxing stitch. And this fabric is really soft. And this is living in my revamp of that other pattern. So I made it a bit wider, and I wanted to be able to fit more threads in. So, and this is the latest Christmas Tilda fabrics because I had to do something with them because they're just, you know, they're just gorgeous. So I rejigged this section. I put them closer together and made them narrower because they didn't need to be as big as the other one. But I think I've got them up here. I feel like they're too close together and I ended up with a bit wider here. It's working quite well, but I'm going to do a third one at some point and respace this. But you see now I can get, what have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sixes in there. So I can get all my threads for the cat stockings in here. And again, pocket with threads that aren't bobbinated and a zip pocket. And the other one, if I can find it without throwing everything on the floor. This one only had, this is the original, had 5 by 3, so it only had 15. And the other thing was, these are too deep, so I couldn't see the numbers. So I made them narrower so that when I put them in, the numbers stick out the top. So I'm going to rejig it a little bit, but this is more or less what I was wanting. So I'm really happy with this. And my cat stocking is in there. Plans, bit all over the shop. I think I want to work on all that Christmas stuff. I've also got I've got 2 other Christmas pieces that I want to pull out. One is a Lindy Stitches. It's the Hark the Herald Angels carol. She's got an angel and it's got Gloria on it. And I've also got a Jim Shaw piece where I think it's a Santa, got a big skirt and there's a scene in the Santa skirt. So I think they're the only other 2 Christmas pieces I've got, and I thought maybe November and December I'll just work on Christmas stuff. So we'll see what happens. But I also need to also work on some new designs for something that's coming up. So that needs to be attended to as well as all the other Christmas stuff that's going on. So that's where I'm at for the moment. I just thought I'd jump on and do a quick one, a bit raw, but that's where it is. So happy November, everyone, and I'll catch you later, I hope. Bye.